Is that?
Yeah. Now? Yes. Oh, yeah! Woo! Yeah! Woo! I get to do it again. There's red fuzzies in the air now.
I figured it was going to be crazy, so I just let you do it.
Yeah, baby.
That was good, though.
I had coffee with a chase of bye.
I'm not as pumped as I was at the last day of PAX.
Excuse me.
I was super pumped. Okay, so folks, I'm Tom Vassell.
You're fuzzy. I'm Z Garcia. How's it going, everybody? Hi.
Hello, sirs and madams.
All right, so we are going to be talking about PAX Unplugged real briefly.
Yes.
If we're keep one eye on the comments, and if you have any discussion, we'll take it. But and then at some point we will answer some questions. If you ask questions now, unless they're about PAX, we probably won't answer them until later on in the show. But
yeah.
Okay.
First of all, I think we're far enough away from PAX now where the shine can come off a little bit, because while we were there, we were all pretty pumped about it.
Yeah, very much
right?
so.
But I mean, I don't think any convention is ever perfect, but I still think overall for me, one of my favorite conventions of the year.
I think PAX was
perfect. If for nothing else, because of it was one of the most stress-free cons in that we did stuff there.
Yes.
But when it was over, I was not that exhausted.
Done.
I didn't fall asleep during the movie. No, I'm serious.
That's the true test.
That's the test. Yeah.
The test was we were sitting in recliners in the movie, and I still didn't fall asleep.
I did doze off, but it wasn't because I was that tired.
Did you doze off?
I did a little bit.
Really?
I didn't even notice.
Yeah. There were some definite spots in that movie that were like...
We're talking about Justice League, by the way.
No, I stayed awake for the whole thing, and at no point did I throw up my hands in a what is happening now frustration.
As he has done.
As I have done in Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Okay, so PAX. First of all, let's talk about overall general impressions. I already said that I really enjoyed it. What about you guys?
I really enjoyed it. I thought that they did a lot for their first foray into a mainly board gaming convention. I thought that it was very well done. I did hear, extreme examples from both sides of the spectrum on things they did well, things they didn't do as well, and other problems that some of the publishers were having with, like, the Teamsters local or whatever, what do you call those guys?
Enforcers.
Huh?
The enforcers?
No, not the enforcers. No, the unions that they were actually having trouble getting things done.
Oh yeah,
getting their booths set up and staying to code and all of this other kind of stuff.
Okay, I did not hear that.
Unions are a pretty big deal in Philly.
Got it.
Yeah, so I mean, there were, those were the bad examples, but the good things on the good side of the spectrum were far outweighed, at least as far as I can tell, any of those bad things.
What were some of the good things you heard?
Good things, well, first of all, enforcers are amazing.
Yeah.
That is a incredibly cool thing. That is a kind of a half paid position, half volunteer. That is, there are some paid positions and there are a lot of unpaid volunteer positions. And this is just a team of people that float around the convention the entire time. And they're all walkie-talkied up so that if there's a problem somewhere, whether it's, somebody getting crazy stupid, or, the one story that I heard about was there was a mouse in the convention hall and somebody had cornered it. So they called the enforcers, and within like 2 or 3 minutes, there were multiple enforcers there. They boxed the mouse up and then took him outside for who knows what.
For
probably
processing.
Yeah, processing.
Well, listen, I read on the internet that they were helping people set up booths.
Yeah.
One person said they didn't have their booth set up times. A team of 6 enforcers came and helped set up their booth.
That's really cool.
And
that's really
Kristen
cool.
Looney said they helped put her carpet down. That also happens at Gen Con.
Right. Anyway, no, I mean, the enforcers were way cool. I love that idea. I talked to one guy, one of them, he was like decked in. It was one of the days we were going in, and he was like, he had gray cargo pants on with combat boots and what looked like a flak jacket and a black beret, and he had his purple enforcer shirt on. I said, dude, you're really going all out for this enforcer thing. He's like, yeah, I got talked to yesterday. I actually scared somebody. And I was like, dude, you're doing it right, man. Good job.
Yeah, I thought they were. It was nice having, the hands-on approach like that. It felt like they were taking care, not just to set it up and then back off and let it run, but stay on top of it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Now, interestingly enough, people had different reactions to the con, I think based on what con they've been to before.
Yes.
So if you've been to any big con, you came to this and you were like, this is really wonderful. And people who've only been to small cons were like, this is overwhelming.
Yeah.
Sure. A lot of publishers did not sell as much as they wanted, but some did, and it was really down to inexpensive games, and gateway games were definitely the deal of the day to some degree.
Because of the crowd that they attracted ultimately. Yeah, many people I spoke to had not been to another convention before, a board game convention anyway, and they drove to this one. Tons of people. I mean, just about a solid percentage of the folks I asked, because I was curious, had driven there. 2-3 hours drive, because they are near enough to do that, and not near enough other conventions to drive there. They would have to fly. They perhaps had seen that as too much of a burden, too much of a barrier to entry. Mm-hmm. So that was nice, which lets me know that they nailed the location of where this should take place.
Yep.
Because of how many people they drove in, and I like that very much. So I was happy to hear that, and to hear that it was a largely uninitiated crowd.
Yeah.
So sure,
man.
it makes sense that
How many people told you it was their first con?
Oh yeah, tons. Yeah,
the vast majority of
and
them.
it makes sense then that gateway games would be popular.
Yeah.
Someone asked, do you feel it was too small of a convention?
No.
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 There was some complaints, and the convention wasn't perfect, but there were some complaints about the line. See, PAX doesn't sell tickets. Now, for board gaming, I don't think it's a big deal. For RPGs, I hear it's a bigger deal.
Yeah.
I can't speak to that because we don't do RPGs. For the mega games, same thing. You have to get in line to be in a mega game. Mm-hmm. I got to be a king in a mega game, so I just went in and acted out.
Oh, you did do one, huh?
Just for briefly, I walked in, and it was an assassination attempt. It was a very...
Okay.
I don't know why. I was a good king. But anyhow...
That's funny.
The lines can be long. Like for our show, you had to line up for a long time to get in instead of buying a ticket. I don't know which one I prefer myself. I personally hate lines, but would you rather get in line knowing you'll see it, or have to be online at the right moment to hit that ticket?
Well, I don't know. I think if you have to get a ticket, you usually end up waiting in a line anyway. But I understand that aspect of you have a ticket, you know you're getting in, as opposed to I'm just waiting in this line and hopefully I'll get in. But I mean, we still had plenty of room at our show anyway. I don't think it would have been a problem. I don't think anybody that was waiting in line for our show at least didn't get in.
No, but you still, if you're worried about getting in, you have to stay in line. And there was lines for booths. You saw them putting on tape for some of the lines.
Yeah.
Yes.
For just to play demos at some of the booths.
Yes.
Right.
I think it's fine. I mean, mainly just because I like the ability of being a little more free form while I'm there. Once I get there, if I buy a couple of tickets to go see a show or whatever, and then I'm there and I'm attracted by something else, I feel like I don't have that flexibility because I made that plan ahead of time. That's just my own, philosophy when it comes to that. But so I enjoy the flexibility of, oh, this is happening in an hour. Cool. Let me finish playing this demo and I'll go stand over there and check it out.
Yeah.
It's not, oh, I never heard about this. Oh, you needed a ticket though? Guess I'll miss it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's a level of flexibility that's there that just isn't if you're buying tickets for everything.
Right.
Yeah, so it's interesting, and I get why people don't like one way or the other. I don't think you'll ever be able to make everyone happy. There definitely was not enough space for open gaming. I do know that that's going to increase next time. There was
not enough space for open gaming?
I was there Saturday night. Yeah, that was pretty tough.
And there was a lot of space.
Because that room was massive.
Yes.
Not only was there not a lot of space, but the library was overtaxed. Like I heard
that, I can definitely
tales
see.
Of there only being 30 copies of games in the library at some points at high capacity. So if you're looking,
30 games
30
total?
games total after all the games have been checked out.
Wow.
When people go in, if you're looking for a specific game.
Sure.
So
I could see that. Yeah.
I think if people, again, we're looking at people who are new to cons. Some people, like, if they're going to Origins, they'll be like, well, I already brought all my games anyway. Especially driving wise.
Right.
So maybe we'll see that morph and change.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a few things I guess they could change, especially if they say, you know what, we are going to continue targeting that new gamer market. I think one thing they should keep is the free form of just line up for whatever you want to see. Because if I'm a new gamer, I probably don't have the forethought or the knowledge to know what to buy a ticket for. But by that same token, if I am a new gamer and I go to their library, it should be stocked with gateway games, with plenty of classics, with that sort of thing. So, again, I do wonder, I did not see it, but I do wonder if the 30 games that were just sitting there were perhaps games that are a little less approachable. You know?
I don't know.
They definitely also had a hot games area where you could play all the stuff from Essen.
Yeah, which was good.
And there was enforcers around to teach those games and stuff. I just found the whole thing very fascinating. It was a very unique thing to see for the first time.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was, again, it's sort of a misnomer to say this is their first convention, because they should be bringing experience that they have from running all of the other PAX conventions to this one.
I did provide the caveat board gaming.
Yeah, you did, certainly. And but it flowed well, and it worked well. There was plenty of, you could walk right outside. There's an information desk there that could help you out if you needed it. They had their shopping area for goodies and shirts and hoodies and that sort of thing, merch. And it all was sort of well spaced out and clearly labeled and denoted, Right. And I liked that very much. And I liked that it was a convention that had a very clear buying area and demoing, and then playing area. There's a distinct line that separates one from the other. And that works too, because a lot of conventions give you one or give you the other. And maybe a sprinkling of the one they don't emphasize, And I like this one, especially since it brings a lot of new people and allows you as a new gamer to discover, what do I like at a game convention? Do I like hanging out at the booths, seeing what's hot, buying the latest thing? Great. You can get that there. And then for your upcoming conventions, target those, right? Like a Gen Con. Or, was that fine, but do I like the gaming? I want to go and game and sit down at tables and just play all day. Great, then you can target those conventions in the future, And so I thought that was a nice way to do it, Definitely makes for a good first convention. Not too small, not massive like a Gen Con. And while it might be a little bit overwhelming, I think most folks I spoke to had sort of warmed up to it after a day or two.
Another thing that PAX, I think, brought strongly to the table of conventions, and I talked to somebody about that had been to other PAX conventions before.
Yeah.
And that is their main auditorium or their main hall where they have those shows, and the level of technology, the level of...
Oh, man, was it good.
I mean, the lighting on the stage was good. There were monitors for the people that were on the stage. There were... they were ready for a PowerPoint presentation if we brought one along. I mean, there were just so many positive things done in that main auditorium. I talked to somebody who had been to PAXs before, and they said if you thought that was good, that one stunk compared to their other ones.
Sure.
So I was amazed by what usually stinks according to PAX standards. So they're bringing that level of technology, ability to project and audio, video, all that stuff. They're bringing strong to the convention table, and other conventions would do well to learn from them if that were the case.
Well, they're coming from that mentality of an audio-visual medium, right? I mean, so yes, when it's all video games. Right. It makes sense that their auditorium would be equipped to handle and step up for that. So that's one of those things, like I said, that they brought from their others.
Yeah.
And it's great because board gaming doesn't normally necessitate that sort of thing. So I like that very much. I thought that the crew there was fantastic.
Yep.
All around.
Very much so.
Someone asked about the food there. Waiting for this moment.
I don't know. It was okay.
He dug that out.
Food.
No, look, there's a lot of food things right there.
Yeah, right.
It was fine. It was food.
No, he's definitely being fantastic.
For sure, I think Gamma has beat. Gamma PAX
Yes.
PAX has beat any other convention down. I mean, this is because of location, right? But the location is phenomenally nicely set up.
Yep. The Reading Station Market.
And I heard that was even a little more crowded than normal because, again, the marathon.
Yeah.
It was crowded at least one day I went a little later. What we're talking about here is a market, which is sort of a bunch of basically eateries under one roof.
Not just eateries, though. There's a whole bunch of different stores in there.
There were a few stores in there as well selling, I don't know, incense or something. There were selling trinkets and things like that, but it's largely food. Mm-hmm. All sorts of different food. And it was spectacular. It was like, for Sam, basically Disney World. I mean, for Tom.
Wow. Fat joke much?
I meant for Tom. He's the one who's the food guy.
It was Disney
For
World.
Sam, it was like therapy? No.
Yeah, because I have to say, nope, can't do that.
Maybe. I don't know.
Nope, can't do that.
I can't
either.
buy that incense.
Although Tom did get some breakfast one morning, which was not what anybody should eat for breakfast.
You mean the
Cake
cookies?
again? Cake again?
No, it's like this huge, like this cupcake that was like this big.
I gave it to somebody.
Yeah, called Your Stomach.
I ate salad yesterday, and
no, it was very good. It was delicious food. The food there is fantastic. And yes, it's a bit like, if you've ever been to Origins, a bit like the North Market there, but bigger, more grandiose, probably more variety.
I will say that
Though they are missing a couple of things I wish they had.
I think the best food that we had while there, though, was the famous 4th Street Deli.
That was fantastic.
That was
4th
Street. It was amazingly good.
Yeah, that was really
and
good.
small portions too, which is nice because you get to
split your meal with somebody else and then feel like you still ate too much.
Wait, you and I split, right?
Yes, and we were like, how am I got halfway done with half of my sandwich, and I'm like, how am I going to finish this? And then I dug deep.
I had an egg salad sandwich, and I'm pretty sure it took down a farm somewhere.
2 dozen eggs were killed.
I'm fairly certain some farmer somewhere is like, oh, I'm out of the chicken business.
I guess I gotta go buy more chickens.
It was also neat. It was cold at some points maybe, but it was nice that within walking distance of the conventions, a lot of historical stuff in Philadelphia. We went and did an escape room, whooped it.
That was fun. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
And the history of the place sort of permeates everything, including that escape room.
Yeah, that escape room was rock-orific, man. It was awesome.
It was rock-orific, yes.
We don't actually know what the final numbers of the convention are.
No.
It definitely was big. Certainly one of the biggest board game tabletop conventions in America, really. It's not as big as Gen Con.
No.
Definitely rivaled Origins in size.
Here's the thing, though. It didn't feel big. And that's
didn't feel crowded.
That's a total positive for me, man. If you can rival Origins and not feel crowded, that's saying a whole lot. That's saying a whole lot to me.
They managed, and this is my main takeaway from that point of view, they managed to have a convention that felt full.
And was
full, yet did not feel crowded, A, and B, did not feel disjointed either.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how I feel about Origins a little bit. It's not as crowded as a Gen Con, but it's also weirdly disjointed, where you have some vendors over here, then you walk through a chunk which is open gaming, with a couple of vendors thrown in that space, and then you keep going and there's another vendor with some CCG gaming or something. It just feels disjointed, and I guess that's because it's grown up and they've added pieces wherever they can. This felt cohesive. As I said, you got gaming, boom. You got selling, you got RPGs under that. On the first floor. I mean, it just made sense. And I like that it did not feel disjointed or crowded. And the halls in that vendor space were great. Nice and wide, very open. The flow was on point in the vendor space. So I liked that feeling, where it felt full, felt happening, didn't feel like I needed to escape.
I think Gen Con feels more disjointed for me, just because they have so much going on in so many different places. I mean, I got how their exhibitor hall is all in one place, and then once you get outside of that exhibitor hall, there's no exhibitors, except for if you go to their demo rooms and all that kind of stuff. But I think Gen Con feels a little bit more disjointed, just because there's so many things. I mean, I didn't once go down to Lucas Oil Stadium, and so I kind of missed that whole part of Gen Con. I never go to any of the role-playing places or the specific demo rooms or the promo rooms or anything like that Gen Con goes to. I'm usually just very centric in the exhibitors hall, so I guess that one feels more disjointed than Origins does. Origins is a little bit of a smaller footstep for me, and I think that's why we're comparing Origins to PAX a little bit more.
Right, yeah, I'm not mentioning Gen Con because
PAX
Gen
has that
Con
smaller
is
footstep.
3 to 4 times as big.
Right.
I mean, yes, it's more disjointed. They needed to spill out of the building, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I'm not comparing them, because Origins and PAX seem to be approximately the same size. Now, the other one that would be approximately the same size is the UK Gaming Expo, or Games Expo. I don't know which way they go with that, but...
Games.
And that one is, again, sort of one big space where all of these selling happens, you know, but there, the open gaming there, is there open gaming there? A little bit in the back? Is there somewhere else that there's open gaming?
At the hotel.
Usually the hotel.
Yeah, which is not ideal. You know what I mean?
It this year, though,
yeah, they are going to have a specific hall.
Good. That's good.
For open
But that's
gaming.
one of the interesting things. See, these other conventions have all grown to where they're at. Gen Con started a small convention here. Origins.
True.
PAX came out of the gate. Boom. Now, it's run by people who knew how to run conventions.
Right.
Yes.
And it already has the name behind it. That's why I think they're able to leave the starting gate and say, boom, here it is.
Right.
As far as the slow buildup that all these other conventions have to go through. You're not starting with a new name. You're starting with a tried and true name. This is just a different niche in the hobby.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so overall, I really enjoyed the convention.
Yeah.
We do plan to go back next year. I don't know how or what our presence will be there, but we plan to make it one of our stops of the year because it was that good.
Yeah.
We don't have this year. It was a little tough because we went from Essen, a week later this, or 2 weeks later than this, and then we have this. The next week is the cruise, so we're moving the cruise, and as far as I understand, PAX Unplugged is moving to the first week of December next year, which means it'll be slightly colder, I guess.
Okay.
But
well, is there anything you guys can think of that you would like to see them improve upon for next year? Because we've been resoundingly positive.
Carpets on the aisleways.
That's top of the list for sure. I hadn't even thought of it until you said it, but absolutely.
I mean, the cement floor was difficult to traverse. I mean, you don't. There's carpeting all up until you get to the exhibitor hall, but if you do any amount of walking within the exhibitor hall, it's all on cement floors, and that's hard on the feet.
That's a good one. Absolutely. I agree with you there.
I would say they need to increase the size of their library, and the hot games area was very good, right? They had a lot of great hot games area, but it was like a setup for 1,000 people, not the tens of thousands that were there. So if you wanted to do any of that stuff, but that's I don't know. It's hard for me to complain a lot. I really had a good time. I thought that, again, I really liked the location, being able to go there, run to eat somewhere very quickly, come back.
Location was
pretty open. So you get your badge, easy to get in and out. They shut the doors and they kick people out firmly.
Yeah. The enforcers were so good at that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nope, I'm good.
Because there was literally a line of enforcers that would start on one end of the hall and systematically work their way toward the other end of the hall. And it's not like they were being rude and cracking a whip and all this other kind of stuff. They were being very nice and cordial.
Polite but firm.
Polite but firm is exactly what they were doing. And I thought that was great. From a exhibitor's point of view, it gave a definite cutoff point. You didn't have to linger around. Once the hall closed, boom, you were able to get set up for tomorrow and then go. And that's a huge plus from an exhibitor's point of view.
Yep. Isabel says, was awesome to meet you guys. Sam, thanks for signing my Tannhauser.
Oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah,
somebody owns that game.
He brought his book, and so that was really cool. He talked about how he went out and got everything after I had kept mentioning it so much, and he was very happy with it. So
it is good.
Very, very much so.
Either way, I'm sure we'll talk about PAX as time goes by. It was certainly a new experience for all of us. I had some similarities to PAX East, but it felt like its own thing. We're excited to see where it goes next year. We're now turning our eyes towards Dice Tower Cruise, which is a week and 2 days away. And we also, Dice Tower Con.
Not counting or anything.
Dice Tower Con's registration went live today. So if you're going to want to come to that, and
today,
you should.
I thought it was yesterday.
Yesterday, sorry. Yeah. It's been a long day. So we're going to take a few questions.
24 hours.
Not a ton because it's a holiday week, we prefer not to record tomorrow. So if you have any quick questions, we'll answer them. We'll do it for maybe 10 minutes or so, but then we got to get back to what we're doing.
10.
Well, again, we got
stuff to do.
Anything you learn from PAX that will change Dice Tower Con? That's interesting. I don't run Dice Tower Con. Patrick Havert runs it, but there were some interesting ideas there that I might say maybe we should try. I really like that enforcer thing. We technically have volunteers at Dice Tower Con, but man, the enforcers were really on point.
Yeah.
Oliver says, keep it going. Awesome work.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. What do you think of the length of the con?
It was largely a 4-day con?
It's 3.
You have 3 days.
It's 3.
Thursday.
We were there early Thursday. That's when we went to the escape room.
Oh, that's right. So
Friday,
Saturday, Sunday. Gotcha. Yeah.
I thought it was fine because they did not shut down Sunday early.
Right.
It was still till 6.
Yeah.
Which is great if you're someone who can only come out on the weekend, or maybe even just the Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're not going to get that, truncated day. You get the whole day, all the way up to 6 p.m. And so it felt fine.
I would have minded if they ended at 4. For exhibitor purposes, ending at 4 lets you end the show. And you end at 6, then you're going even later into the evening, packing up and everything.
But it is only 3 days.
That's true. Someone says, I don't know if I missed anything, but was the Dice Tower RPG canceled? No, we're still going to do it. It's either going to be in December or January, even during our Kickstarter, just because of time-wise and all with all these conventions. People keep asking us about our excitement level in regards to Betrayal Legacy.
Negligible for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm really pumped about it because I like Betrayal. I like the idea of it. And again, it's one of those games that's really cool theme, really neat stuff. Not that great of a game. Like Risk. You add the Legacy thing, it might be amazing.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll play it, and if it's solid, I'll enjoy it.
Yeah,
but am I excited as what people are asking? No.
Once bit, twice shy as far as Legacy games are concerned for me. So I have to know that I already like it. No, that's not even it. I don't know. I don't get excited about Legacy games anymore unless it's Pandemic Legacy.
Yeah, and just saying, to be completely fair, if they announced now Risk Legacy, how many of you would be excited? That's kind of how I feel about Betrayal Legacy.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? If all those games that come out, Pandemic,
Monopoly Legacy.
If somebody right now said, "Hey, we're doing Risk Legacy," you'd be like,
to be
Risk
honest,
Legacy?
To be honest, when Risk Legacy came out, I was like, "Ooh, that's cool. Let's give that a try."
Because it was the first one.
Yeah, he's saying now. We'll pick any other game. Pick a Clue Legacy or... No, I'm serious.
Right, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's the reaction that most people would give that game. If someone said, right now, we're doing Risk Legacy, and all the other ones had come out before.
Are you saying that the Risk Legacy never came out?
Right, yes, of course.
But I felt excited about Risk Legacy when I first heard about it.
Yeah, but we're saying after all the other Legacy games, would that change your mind?
Yeah, if you had played all the other ones, you played Pandemic 1, 2, you played Seafall, you played all that stuff, and now someone says, now they're doing a Risk Legacy style game. I would be like, Risk? That's what you went with? That's how I feel about Betrayal.
Okay.
It's like Betrayal?
I'm with you.
You should maybe base like your Legacy game on a game that was balanced.
I'm with you.
Well, it might be balanced now.
Yeah, but it still doesn't inspire hope. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. I just don't agree with your Risk analogy. That's all. Because I was excited
about the Game of Life Legacy. If you fail, we take you out.
Otter says,
It's permanent.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. It's snowing in Sweden.
Cool.
Do you wish it was snowing here?
I do, actually.
I wish it would snow till like 6 p.m. and then stop. Just so I could go outside and be like, ah.
All right, let's see.
And make a snow goat.
When can we expect a Fallout review? We just got it yesterday. So
A what?
a Fallout review.
Oh,
We just got it. I don't know when. I mean, maybe we'll play it this Saturday. We'll see. Again, Thanksgiving holidays is keeping things. What do we got here? Looking for questions. Monopoly Legacy.
No.
Snakes and Ladders Legacy.
No.
Checkers Legacy.
What?
Checkers Legacy. That's where it's at.
All right, throw some legacies. Okay, Tic-Tac-Toe Legacy.
There was a Kickstarter for a Tic-Tac-Toe Legacy apparently, which failed.
Junta Legacy.
No, Kill It With Fire.
Blood Rage Legacy.
I don't know. That
Take that
sounds
model
interesting.
and snap it.
No. That's rage-inducing.
Is that a
the
winner
idea.
legacy? That could work, actually.
That could work. Yeah.
Legacy, the testimony of Duke Dog.
Why? That's not right, people.
That's just funny. Munchkin Legacy?
It already is.
There is?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's CCG.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
There might be. I
Every
don't
time
know.
I play Munchkin, I want to tear up the ghost.
Oh, okay, I get it now. It's a joke.
Stone Age Legacy.
That would work.
You could actually do that
And
idea you had. Go through the
bleed
ages,
into
right?
Bronze
Yeah,
Age,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
that would
that's
bleed
cool.
into the Iron Age. Yeah.
Arcade Quest Legacy. Arcade Quest already is a campaign game.
Yeah.
Like the ported Legacy. Doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Axis and Allies Legacy?
That's like Risk Legacy.
Yeah, but better.
Yeah, that would be.
Catan Legacy.
Ugh.
Diplomacy Legacy.
No, that already is. You were friends,
Cash and Guns
and
Legacy,
now you're
right?
not friends. That's a legacy game right there.
Oh boy.
Okay. All right, let's stop with the Legacy.
Yeah, it can keep going forever
That
and
was
ever.
interesting for a short moment.
All right.
Would you
Legacy.
feel weird about a digital handheld area at Unplugged if they were digital versions of board games? Like you go in a room and there's people sitting around and they're all playing digital board games with each other. Feels like one of those future things
Yeah.
where
I
like,
guess
hey,
that's
talk to each
fine.
other. No.
I guess that's fine. I mean, they had a few. They were showing a few electronic implementations of things there. I don't know about having a. I mean, I guess you could have an exclusive room for that sort of stuff, but it does seem like okay. Everyone who doesn't want to talk to anyone go in that room, you know. So I don't know. I guess it could work.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't mind if it's like an app-assisted digital version of a game, but why would you go to a board gaming convention to then just sit on your device playing a digital board game with other people seated at the same? Why would you not just play the physical version of the game?
Well, some people go like the PAX, though, like the other PAX, there's a Game Boy room and things like that.
That's a video game convention, though. That's not a board game convention. I don't know. I don't mind app-assisted games, and I think that the digital implementation as far as assisting board games is great, but why would you go to a convention, a board gaming convention, and stare at a screen the whole time when you could be interacting with face-to-face people?
Because you hate faces.
Who hates faces?
No, I'm saying because that person in that analogy hates faces. No, what I could see is if they had a room like that for demos of upcoming board games as digital implementations, and you get to see it early. If I can download it right now at home, I'm not going to go to the convention and do it there. I can do it at home.
Yeah.
But if I can't,
Right. That would be
then
cool.
yes.
I could see that.
Right? I would go there and check out the upcoming whatever app.
Or play a board game that is we're working on the companion app.
And we
this
can
is
show
where
it to
we
you.
can show
now.
it to
Yeah,
you,
right.
but you can't
like
get it.
Blood
right
Rage, the app is coming out. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I don't think it is.
No? You sure?
I'm not sure, but it doesn't sound like it.
I'm
Blood
excited.
Rage, the app?
Don't
Yeah,
see
it's
it.
a me. It's you
If we
play
had Blood
with.
Rage, the app, I think every time I
don't
saw you,
see it.
I'd be pretending to have fun with it. I'd be like, woo! On the airplane. Yeah!
Loki for the win!
All right, 5 minutes. Give us some of those quick. What do they call them?
A and
Rapid
B.
fire?
I don't know. The rapid fire round. Yeah, and A or B choices. And please, no one write A or B. Stop. Hammer time. You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
Oh, sorry.
That awkward time where we're waiting for them to start strolling, and then we're not going to be able to keep up.
I was just dancing. You can't touch this. No, that wasn't awkward.
Yes, it was.
It was awkward.
Philadelphia or Indianapolis? I guess someone asked that earlier. As a city.
I don't know.
What did he say?
It was earlier. Someone asked Philadelphia or Indianapolis. As a city.
Probably. There's definitely less horn honking in Indianapolis than there is in Philadelphia.
All right, Blade Runner 2049 or Justice League?
Haven't seen the other.
Seen Blade Runner yet.
And I'd rather not put the other one over it. So
I'll say Justice League because I'm never going to watch Blade Runner. Probably.
I might like Blade Runner better ultimately when I
Bama
see
or
it.
Auburn? Bama! Roll Tide, baby.
I hope they both lose.
That's impossible.
I'm gonna go
Pants
with
hat or tree hat?
What?
Tree hat.
What?
Pants hat or tree hat?
Oh, pants hat for sure, baby.
Hammer time or collaborate and listen?
Hammer time.
I like that. Y or Z? All right. Oh, this person said A or B. If I was in the chat right now, I would put them in timeout. Hammer or Vanilla Ice?
Hammer.
Vanilla Ice.
Hammer, I think.
Thank you.
Turkey or ham? Turkey.
Ham. I don't like turkey.
Ham. I like ham better than turkey.
Well, then you guys tomorrow when you come over, you're eating ham.
You have pie, right?
I like
ham.
I
You have
like
pie as well.
Of course.
Yeah, so
like
if the question was turkey or ham or
deep
pie.
fried turkey. I like deep fried turkey,
I like
but
deep fried
just
pie.
generally speaking, I like ham better than turkey.
I agree.
Pumpkin pie or apple pie?
Pumpkin pie.
Yes, that's not a question. Come on.
Apple.
Ugh.
Green Lantern movie or a Flash solo movie?
Oh my goodness! I would.
He doesn't like the Flash.
I would take
I'll take
Green Lantern
anything.
movie with Weird Al as the Green Lantern before I would ever do a solo movie with Ezra, whatever his name is.
I liked it. So Flash.
I would do any of the other characters in the movie can get their own solo movie. I mean, I'll watch the solo movie with the Russian family. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about.
Brisket or turkey?
Brisket by a long mile.
Yes, brisket.
Uh,
Turkey's gonna lose
Justice
to
or
most
Thor?
things.
Thor.
All right.
oh, Justice or Thor?
Oh, come on.
That's not even close.
That's not
Not
okay. That's
even
like
close.
That's like, picking on the chubby kid.
Oh, dang. Mechanisms or theme? Theme.
Roasted or fried turkey?
With good mechanisms.
Come on now. Come on
What?
now.
Roasted or
turkey.
Oh, fried turkey by a mile.
Dim sum or sushi? That's a good one.
Sushi.
Sushi, yeah.
Sushi?
Sushi.
I'll go with
Sushi?
dim sum, I think.
TI3 with expansions or TI4? TI4.
Board games or gift cards?
Ooh.
Gift cards.
Gift cards, because you can buy board games with gift cards.
And the
then,
ones you want.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Cheesesteak, chicken or steak?
Steak.
Steak.
Hence the word cheese, steak.
All right. Snow miser or heat miser?
What?
Huh?
Ah, these cretins. Snow miser.
am
Do you
a
like
cretin.
the snow better or do you like the heat better?
What's...
What are you talking about?
They're from that one of those old cartoons, and I'm Mr. Snow Miser.
They only showed this commercial up above the Mason-Dixon line. I have no idea what you're talking about. Explain this.
I certainly never saw this.
No.
In
I
Cuba.
play it all the time.
Again, I usually tune
you mean
out
like you
all
play music of
selections
this?
that you choose.
Yeah.
Anytime
okay.
you play music, the
All right, so it
headphones go
doesn't
on.
matter that. Do you like the snow better or do you like the heat better?
You can always dress down to the cold. Dress up to the cold. You cannot dress down to the heat as much as legally necessary.
Yeah. No, I agree with Sam there 100%. I cannot. I mean, you do get arrested. I know for a fact.
Heat miser for me. Oh, okay.
Well, you skipped that one. Why'd you skip that one?
No, yeah, okay. Cake or pie? Pie.
Pie.
Yeah, by a long mile.
I used to say cake, but we now have had pie.
Stone Age or Agricola? Stone Age.
What does cheesecake count as?
Pie.
Pie.
Then why is it not called cheese pie?
Because that sounds super gross. All right, on that note, I think we should end. We really do need to get back and get things done. Folks, thanks so much for watching a quick back talk. We got videos going up this whole week, so just keep an eye out for them. Some going up in a couple hours. So anyway, until then, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Go check out our top 10. When's that coming out?
Tomorrow.
Go check that out.
Tomorrow.
Sign up for Dice Tower Con.
And I'm Sam Healy.
Yeah.
See you on the flip side, which is where Dice Tower Con is. So go sign up.
Where?
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.